What's up, everybody? Welcome to Buzzworthy TV. And I'm your girl, Lady T. And tonight we are talking Real Housewives of Atlanta. It was the reunion, y'all. Finally, I feel like this show been on for forever. Like, this season drug on. But anyway, let's get into it. First of all, this is going to be a 3-part reunion. 3 parts. They could have did this junk in 2 parts. Like, I don't get it. What we need 3 parts for? So we got to deal with. We had a dragged out season. Now we got to get a dragged out reunion. Really though. Anyway, so let's talk about the reunion. First of all the girls are dressed in white. They all look good. I actually like all their dresses. Some of the hair I could have did without, I could have did without Claudia's bob. I like her with the longer hair. I don't know, something about her bobs just be like her bobs always be on struggle. Like, I can't. So, and Nene hair, I saw where she was going with it, but I was like, bitch, no. So, and Cynthia hair, like, again, the same thing with Nene. I saw where you were going with that, but bitch, no. But other than that, the dresses and everything were real cute. And the pantsuits. Like, I loved everybody being in all white. It was hot. Anyway, so the show kicks off with, the whole thing with Claudia confronting Nene about Nene leaving the therapy session. When she confronted her at Phaedra's event. And Claudia states that she only did that because she didn't get a lot of opportunities to confront Nene, so she had to take her opportunities where she could get them. Now, I'm hearing that a lot when we watch these reunions about how they talk about, well, I didn't have an opportunity to do this or that. My thing is, what's wrong with picking up the damn phone? Like, Claudia, what you be saying is right on, but your timing be all jacked up, dog. That's all I'm saying. Your timing. Like, really, like, I can't. Pick up the phone, send her an email or something. But just wait until you film with her to go in. Sometimes, that's just something. And that's just not with her. That's for a lot of people who say, well, I didn't have an opportunity. She refused to meet with me, or she refused to film with me. Pick up the phone. And I know they be like, well, I did. She didn't respond. Well, maybe they don't want to fuck with you. Maybe it's not to be addressed. Anyway. So, then we go on to Phaedra, and they talk about her and Apollo. And Andy asks, basically, has she sent the kid, has she brought the kids to see Apollo? And she said no. Basically, it's a lot of things going on. It's just not easy for her just to put the kids in the back seat and just go to Kentucky, It's a lot of protocol, which I believe. Like, Andy called himself, I ain't gonna say called himself, Andy was being messy because he asked Candy what she thought about what Phaedra was saying about, taking the boys to see Apollo. And she was like, I've been to that prison and families take their kids there all the time. First of all, Andy was being messy because he know that that's a sensitive subject between Phaedra and Candy. But also, I believe what Candy is saying, but what also we have to think about is that once they go through all the red tape and stuff, that's probably when it is easier. So that's all I'm saying. Maybe she's just going through the procedures to try to figure out what she can do and the best way to do it. And then after that, it probably is easy to go up there with the kids or however. And, she was also talking about how Apollo has a temper. And Andy asked her, has he ever been abusive to her? Has he ever gotten physical? And, she kind of pauses and then says she doesn't want to talk about it. And she wasn't going to talk about it with Andy or whatever. You know what? Phaedra. Like, I don't even know what's real about you because you just sound like this. And, we never get to the core of you. And I'm not saying, I'm a strong believer of never let them see you sweat. But you have this outer shell that makes it hard to decipher who the real person is. So it just came off real fake to me. And I'm not saying that he probably wasn't abusive to you. It just, I don't know what to feel, how to feel about you. All I know is that I sympathize with the fact that, your husband is now in jail for 8 years and you have to raise your 2 sons alone and you have to explain to them where daddy is. I definitely, that's something that it cannot be denied. So you have my sympathy for that. But all this other stuff, I don't have time to figure you out later. So I don't know what I think about what you said about Apollo being abusive. Well, how you alluded to Apollo being abusive. Anyway, then we got Claudia and Portia. Basically, Portia said she never really had a problem with Claudia. Her thing is she started to try to keep her distance because, every time they would be in each other's presence, Claudia wanted to bring up Kenya. And she didn't want to talk about Kenya. And then after that, when they went to, Puerto Rico, she was all in her face saying that she got all, her cars and her bags from some married African. And she said after that, she kind of wrote her off. Rightfully so, because you don't know this girl. You can't just go around slandering her name. Whatever. I'm just so tired of people on this show calling each other whores. Like, they all, in their own way, whatever. Like, everybody got skeletons in their closet. Everybody got a little whore in them on this show. Like, so no one should judge. I'm just saying. So, anyway, then we got Cynthia and Portia. Now, this was interesting because, they started talking about how Portia was talking to Phaedra about Peter sleeping with other women. And it came up because she was like, you want to talk about slandering people's names and stuff like that. Well, what about what you said about Peter? And she was like, well, first of all, it was a conversation that I was having in private with Phaedra. But I'm with them. They was on the couch like, but wait a minute. We average 4 million viewers a week. This conversation was being filmed. How are you saying you didn't tell nobody? You told the whole world. And I agree. Portia, I don't think you was as dingy as you lead on, but that was such a dingy statement. Like, why would you say something like that? You guys were filming this scene and you brought it up for the whole world to hear. So, whatever. I kind of agree with Cynthia on that. And then we got Kenya and Portia. Basically, someone sent in a question about, why Kenya why, oh, whoa, I'm sorry. We're going to go to Kenya and Portia. Basically, they go back to the whole altercation at last year's reunion. And, they talk about how Kenya has come a long way. She's trying to mend fences and all this stuff. And they were talking about how she apologized to Portia, but Portia has yet to apologize. And even Andy is like, you not going to apologize? She apologized and stuff like that. First of all, Andy, I'm going to need you to realize that she only did that so she could look good in your eyes. Everybody know you're executive producer. You hire and fire all the time. Like, you are the man. Like, you run this. So, of course, she's going to try to make herself look good in front of you by apologizing and all that. And side note, why they just don't give Portia back her peach? She was on every episode. Not just the majority. Every single episode. She went on all the trips. She's going to be through the whole reunion from all the clips that I've seen. So why not give her back her peach? Why did you revoke her peach, Andy? Did you revoke her peach so you could just teach her a lesson? Like, make her sit in timeout or something, whatever the case. It's just really stupid for you to just revoke her peach and we see her all the time. I mean, don't get it twisted. Love Portia. I'm just saying now. It didn't do no good to take away her peach and she's right there. But that don't mean we don't want to see her. So don't go doing something stupid and not have her on next season. Anyway, so, and Portia's like she won't apologize to Kenya until she feels like it's sincere. She feels like everything that Kenya does is never sincere and she's just not here for it. So anyway, after that we move on to Kenya and Phaedra. Now here's my thing about that. I thought that they had come to some conclusion and I thought they was in a better space moving forward, but I guess not because Phaedra is still calling Kenya whores. I don't understand. I don't understand how this stuff happens. Well, yes, I do. A lot of times people think they're in a good space and then they watch the show back, they see people, what they say in the confessionals and all this other stuff. Then they get in their feelings and want to take to social media and it just rehashes the whole thing all over again. It's really sickening. But I think once you decide to let something go, you should just let it go. Because you know people going to say something in a confessional because that's how they feel at that moment. So you got to understand that sometimes people say and do things at that moment. They don't necessarily mean that they don't want to move forward. But anyway, so they start talking about that. And basically, Phaedra says that she was calling Kenya a whore, not only about the incident with Apollo, but just other little things that Kenya would do, like telling the guy in Anguilla that she want to have this baby because they had make cute kids. And I'm with Kenya. Come on now. I'm sitting up here joking, and you gonna just take everything I say as the gospel. That's, a lame excuse for calling me a whore. But anyway, y'all, that was basically the reunion part 1. It wasn't much going on, but it wasn't boring either. It kept my attention. So anyway, y'all, till next time, peace and love.